Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Gonna keep this one short and sweet today. Well, short and ugly. Because I gotta get going, but there's a lot of stuff going on right now. We've been looking for expansion off of the tight ranges that we've been trading in over the past forever. Um, we have been consolidating in this bull flag parallel channel here, up and down at both ends of the extreme. Looked to me like we were about to bust out of it here. Um, for now, okay, let's get back to that in a minute. This is the 12-hour time frame at when it closed this morning. We had expansion off of the 12-hour. You see, it's at 1270 now, and momentum pointed downward. This caused our decline here in the market. Now, you aren't going to get necessarily big expansions off of the 12-hour. Usually they're small, but or big price movements, I should say. Um, but they can bleed into the other time frames. Now, here's the 1 day. The 1 day is still contracted here at under 10% at 7.94%. Now, that could change on close today, and currently momentum is pointed downward. Stochastic. We want to close above 26,300 and change for the indicator to point upward. Now I got that number from Eric Crown Crypto Channel. He has a stochastic indicator that has the pivot points given, and I don't know how to get that. So if anybody knows how to get that, put it in the comments. Maybe I should write him and see where I get that. Um, so anyway, don't know if this will necessarily expand at 5 o'clock my time today, the close of the day. But if it does, we're going to look to the direction of the stochastic indicator for which way we're going to go. Now, okay, that being said, let's move on to the 2 day. The 2 day has been really in hasn't given us a lot of information. It started to expand way back here in mid-April, and the indicator was kind of pointed sideways, slightly upwards. But then we didn't have a real big expansion, and it's just been kind of going sideways here this whole time that we've been consolidating. And the momentum indicator has been, up and down and not really doing much of anything on the 2 day, too, as well. Currently, it's pointed downward. And we were headed back down into low levels of consolidation here. So that's been really inconclusive for me. I don't know what to make of it, if anything. Moving on to the 5 day, um, we still have extreme contraction here at 2.78%. Now, whether or not that expands upon close tomorrow, we shall see. The moves we're getting today may cause that to happen. Currently, momentum is pointing downwards. I'm not sure what the pivot is on that. But that's good because when we go downwards, naturally we will tend to come back upwards. So that doesn't really mean much of anything right now. And we may not necessarily get expansion yet tomorrow. It may take another 5 day period for us to do so. What does all this mean? Let's go here to our chart without any indicators on it. And I'm going to go to the weekly first of all. let's just go with auto. Here's our weekly chart on the Bitcoin index. Um, Basically, and go back and look at the other videos. Um, Basically, what we've done, we've entered the Gaussian channel, tested the mean band, broke through. It had been trading between the mean band and the top of the Gaussian channel since the end of March. Now, in my previous worst case scenario, this is exactly what I predicted. Although I wasn't really positive that it would play out, and of course it has. That we would continue trading up and down within this channel, just boring the hell out of everybody and shaking those last few out before moving upwards. The other thing to note here is this purple parallel channel. We've been trading in this channel since the FTX collapse. And I will zoom out to show you that. This is a weekly chart. But although we wicked through, we've basically consolidated up and down within this channel, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Now, we are outside the channel. It's not a big deal because you can see we did the same thing here. And this, as long as we close the week up here, this will just be a wick. And that channel, it's just a channel. It's a trend line, so it's nothing hard and fast. The important thing is the Gaussian channel here. And we also have the white dashed line here, which is our 28,000. It's at 28,003. I'm sorry, 25,300, which is a level that a lot of people believe that we need to come down to and retest. I don't think that's necessarily necessary. I don't think it's a strong line of support and resistance that we need to retest. I think the stronger one will be this one up here around $29,000-$30,000 range, 28,800. Really, I think it's the key number. That's the key line of support and resistance long term that we need to show that we have support on above that level. Yes, this is whatever. I don't know. I don't think it's as important as the level that's just 3,000, $3,000 or $4,000 above it. But anyway, this may be what we're doing because right here in this week we have the convergence of the parallel channel that we've been trading in, the mean band of the weekly Gaussian channel, and that support resistance line that everybody thinks we need to hit. All three of those are converging here, and it naturally makes sense that we would come down and retest that. And that's all that I think is happening. Of course, let's go back now. Let me just go to one of these, and there's a fine line here indicating a triangle here. Now a breakdown from this triangle measured here with this arrow on this leg of the triangle brings us down to 25,100 or so. I mean, and that's just an estimate. It's not no exact numbers here, but in this range, which is consistent with what we've been looking at. So, and here you can see the parallel channel we've been trading in also hits there. And if the weekly median, you'd see the weekly Gaussian channel mean band also here as well. So if we're going to do that, we're going to do it now. Possibly sometime today or on the close, the daily close right afterwards. But then what's going to happen? I think we're going to bounce back up naturally after hitting here and hitting here. may have a bit of a battle down here. The Bulls and Bears have really been battling it out at these levels. The other level we've been battling it out at, and I should get into that right now too in just a second, is this red line. This red line right here is the neckline of the this head and shoulders pattern that we had formed. And on the 12 hour, yeah, okay. This head and shoulders pattern here just looks different on the 12 hour. Um, this is the neckline right here. We're trying to break this, and that will be a failure of the head and shoulders pattern. And I should cover this in another video, but and I will, I guess. But that will take us up to this 36,000. Actually, it was 34,000. Let's see if I have that on the daily. Yeah, those show up here on the daily. Here's our head and shoulders pattern and the measured distance from the neckline to the top of the head here. I copied and carried over to the top of the shoulder upwards and pull it down a little bit more. That is 34,600, which also is a, get rid of those, 34,600. It's also around this area of here. A lot of support and resistance. It's been a support line back here in the past, that zone. A lot of action right here in that area. So I think that's naturally our next move is right up to there. And that will be well within our parallel channel here. So what I'm looking, and this is just my opinion, because we do have expansion off the 12 hour, which brought us down, possible expansion off of the 1 day, which could bring us down further. But I think this, or slightly below, maybe a wick below, might be where we go, as long as we close tomorrow above here. Now tomorrow's close will also be the close of the 5 day, and we'll have to see if we'll get expansion off of that and which way the momentum is going. But I think this is more like a bear trap thing here, and that sometimes you got to go down and have these flush outs before the ultimate breakout. And I think on the 5 day, when we do get expansion, whether it's tomorrow or 6 days from now, that the momentum will be pointed back upwards. And by the way, this is the daily Gaussian channel here, and it's perfectly common to wick down through it and then back into it. And actually, that's typically what happens. And I wanted to keep this short, but if you go back and look on the daily Gaussian channel, you'll see many, many times, even especially in a bull market where we've come down and wicked through. Those have been our corrections through all the way through the daily Gaussian channel, but then had immediate recoveries back up through the channel. And I believe that's what we're going to see here. That's what I predicted in Bitcoin's worst case scenario, and I believe that's what is going to be playing out. So, and then once we break this baby upwards, it's upwards and onwards, and that coincides with the news we've been hearing about Hong Kong opening up to crypto trading on June 1st and retail investors in China, and XRP Hinman files being released June 13th, as well as new CPI numbers, and the FOMC meeting June 14th. A lot of action coming up here in June, so stay tuned. Hit the like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I need to get more subscribers. So do all that stuff. Hit the notification bell as well because I never know when I'm going to get videos out. I tried to get this out quick. I got a lot of things to do today. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.